Elon Musk has just pulled the curtain back on a game-changing innovation that's shaking the foundations of the electric vehicle world. While other car makers are busy chasing top speed, stretching battery range, or adding flashy features, Musk is focused on something far more essential and surprisingly underappreciated: the motor. That silent powerhouse hidden beneath the hood, rarely talked about, yet absolutely vital to every move an electric car makes, is about to get the spotlight it deserves. But now, thanks to Tesla's latest innovation, this humble motor is at the center of a major revolution, one so significant that even top engineers across the globe are taking notice. Tesla's newly developed motor isn't just stronger than what came before, it's also more durable, significantly more efficient, and, perhaps most importantly, far more affordable to produce. And here's the real shocker: they've managed to achieve all of this without depending heavily on rare earth magnets. With this move, Musk may have redefined the rules of the EV game. The conversation is no longer just about speed or flashy features. It's now about scale, sustainability, and building a future-proof electric vehicle. So the question is, should other companies be worried? Has Tesla once again proven that real innovation doesn't come from brute force, but from bold thinking and long-term vision? The answer is a resounding yes. And that's exactly why the world is now paying very close attention. So let's dive deeper into this story and explore what makes this new Tesla motor so different and why it could change everything. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more fascinating updates like this one. There was a time when even Elon Musk himself didn't believe in electric vehicles. In several early interviews, he openly dismissed EVs as nothing more than a passing trend, a flashy gimmick that wouldn't survive in the real world. And back then, he wasn't alone in thinking that way. The automotive market was completely dominated by petrol and diesel-powered cars. Most people looked at electric vehicles as nothing more than glorified golf carts, slow, overpriced, and with barely enough range to get across town. But fate had a different plan. The very man who once mocked electric cars would go on to become their biggest champion, and ultimately the face of the largest EV company in the world. Yes, we're talking about Tesla. Today, Tesla isn't just a car manufacturer, it's the name behind a global movement. A movement that has turned the auto industry upside down and changed the way we think about transportation. While traditional car makers continued pouring money into refining internal combustion engines, Elon Musk made a bold bet. He fully embraced EV technology at a time when most experts were skeptical. That leap of faith didn't just pay off, it reshaped the entire market. Fast forward to today, and Tesla is miles ahead of the competition. Let's talk numbers, because numbers tell a story that words can't deny. In 2023 alone, Tesla sold around 1.8 million vehicles worldwide. That means, on average, nearly 5,000 new Teslas were being delivered to customers every single day. Leading the charge was the Model Y, Tesla's best-selling vehicle, with millions of units sold globally. In just the first quarter of 2024, Tesla delivered approximately 386,810 vehicles, and that's just one quarter's performance. Beyond just sales, Tesla is expanding its footprint at lightning speed. Gigafactories are now popping up in major regions like China, Europe, the United States, and even India, all part of a strategy to ramp up production and meet growing global demand. What's even more remarkable is how Tesla has shifted its image. Once seen as a luxury brand for the wealthy, it's now winning the hearts of the middle class, thanks to more affordable models like the Model 3 and the highly anticipated budget-friendly Model 2. Tesla is proving that clean, cutting-edge electric cars can be for everyone. One of the biggest reasons behind Tesla's meteoric success is that the company didn't just build a car, it built an entire ecosystem around it. From its vast and ever-growing supercharger network to seamless over-the-air software updates, from industry-leading self-driving technology to manufacturing its own batteries in-house, Tesla mastered every part of the EV puzzle. While other companies focused on one piece at a time, Tesla put together the entire picture and raced far ahead of the competition. But to truly understand Tesla's journey, we have to go back in time, to the man whose vision started it all, Nikola Tesla. Over a century ago, when the world was still powered by steam engines and fueled by coal, Nikola Tesla introduced an idea that was nothing short of revolutionary. He developed a motor that didn't rely on combustion, gas, or even noise. Instead, it ran purely on electricity and magnetic force. At the time, his invention seemed like magic. A motor that produced no smoke, no vibration, and no pollution. It was hard to believe, but that was Tesla's genius. He introduced the world to alternating current, or AC, a type of electricity that flows back and forth instead of in a single direction. This concept would eventually become the very foundation of the global electrical grid we use today. But Nikola Tesla didn't stop at electricity itself. He also created devices to harness it, most notably the AC motor. Unlike the bulky, dangerous steam engines of the time, his motor required no fire, no belts, and no moving parts prone to breakdowns. You simply sent electricity to it and it began to run, quietly, efficiently, and almost magically. It was one of the most elegant engineering solutions of its time, so refined that it worked without making a sound. Now, fast forward to the present day. Elon Musk, often called the innovation king of our era, has brought Nikola Tesla's vision back to life using modern technology. With his company Tesla Motors, Musk hasn't just borrowed the inventor's name. He's adopted the same bold thinking, the same relentless pursuit of progress, and the same belief that clean, efficient energy can transform the world. In many ways, Tesla today is the living continuation of Nikola Tesla's dream, reimagined, re-engineered, and reborn for the 21st century. Elon Musk took the foundational idea of the AC motor, the very same concept pioneered by Nikola Tesla, and fused it with the power of modern technology and today's advanced battery systems. When Tesla released its very first car, the Tesla Roadster, it came equipped with an AC motor based directly on Tesla's original design. But this wasn't just any motor. It ran without brushes, which meant far less wear and tear over time, minimal maintenance, and a longer lifespan. But what really set it apart was performance. As the car accelerated, this motor delivered torque instantly. Unlike traditional gas-powered vehicles, which need time to build up speed, the Tesla Roadster surged forward the moment you touched the accelerator, and it did it all in near silence. And here's where it got even more fascinating. The motor didn't just power the car, it could also send energy back. Thanks to regenerative braking, whenever the car slowed down, the motor would reverse its role. Instead of simply stopping, it would rotate in the opposite direction and recharge the battery. This clever use of kinetic energy recovery was groundbreaking at the time. It was a completely new experience for drivers, and it left people amazed. But, of course, Elon Musk didn't stop there. While the AC motor was already impressive, he saw room for improvement. As battery capacities expanded, more charging stations began popping up, and public interest in EVs started to grow, Musk pushed his team to enhance the motor even further. What started as a tribute to Nikola Tesla soon evolved into something much bigger, a mission, a vision for the future. Today, the motors inside Tesla vehicles still honor the original AC motor concept, but they've been revolutionized. Using advanced materials, cutting-edge designs, and intelligent software integration, these motors are now more than just spinning machines. They've become smart, responsive components, deeply connected to the vehicle's entire system, managing everything from acceleration to regenerative braking with precision. In short, what once began as a quiet, brushless motor has now become the intelligent heart of a Tesla, the perfect fusion of timeless science and modern innovation. So, when you take a closer look at the electric vehicles making headlines today, those sleek, powerful Teslas zipping across roads around the world, it all traces back to one brilliant mind, Nikola Tesla. Over a century ago, he imagined a world powered by electricity, a world without the noise, pollution, or limitations of fuel-based engines. And now, more than 100 years later, Elon Musk has brought that vision to life. That's what truly sets Tesla Motors apart. It's not just another car company. It's the torchbearer of a motor revolution, carrying forward a legacy that began with one of history's greatest inventors. The journey began with the Tesla Roadster, the company's first production car. When it launched, expectations were modest. In fact, most people didn't take electric vehicles seriously back then. Critics dismissed them as temporary novelties, something trendy that would fade away once people realized nothing could truly replace petrol or diesel cars. But Tesla wasn't just offering a new product, it was introducing a whole new way of thinking. And the secret behind the Roadster's revolutionary performance? Its motor. Unlike the motors used in most machines, this wasn't a standard component. It was an AC induction motor, a design inspired directly by Nikola Tesla. Here's what made it different. Traditional motors rely on brushes, small components that help deliver electrical current to the rotor. These brushes wear out over time, create friction, make noise, and require regular maintenance. But the Tesla motor, completely brushless. That meant smoother performance, less wear and tear, lower maintenance costs, and virtually no noise. But the real magic was in its performance. This motor delivered instant torque, meaning the moment you pressed the accelerator, the car launched forward without hesitation. No delay, no engine revving, just immediate powerful acceleration. Unlike gas-powered cars that need a few seconds to build up speed, the Tesla Roadster would silently shoot off the line, leaving passengers stunned at how quick and quiet an EV could be. It wasn't just impressive, it was paradigm-shifting. People started to realize that EVs weren't just clean or efficient, they could also be thrilling, powerful, and high performance. And with that, Tesla began to reshape the entire auto industry. The second major breakthrough in the Tesla Roadster was something called regenerative braking. So what exactly is that? In a traditional car, when you hit the brakes, all the energy your vehicle has built up in motion is simply lost, converted into heat through friction and wasted. But Tesla flipped that concept on its head. In the Roadster, when you applied the brakes, the motor would reverse its function. Instead of just stopping the car, it would act like a generator, taking the kinetic energy from the wheels and converting it back into electricity, which was then sent to recharge the battery. This meant that every time you slowed down or stopped, you weren't just losing energy, you were recovering it. Even if it was a small boost, it helped extend the car's range. Back then, this was a revolutionary idea. It gave EVs a level of efficiency that combustion engines couldn't match, and people were amazed by the brilliance of it. But as remarkable as that motor was, it wasn't without limitations. Despite its many strengths, the AC induction motor faced some real engineering challenges. It performed exceptionally well at lower speeds. However, as the car went faster, the motor needed to draw significantly more current to maintain the same level of power and torque. And with more current came more heat. That heat had to be managed, which meant complex cooling systems needed to be built into the vehicle. On top of that, Pulling high amounts of current from the battery drained it faster, which meant the car's driving range was reduced. You couldn't go as far on a single charge, a big concern in a world where charging infrastructure was still in its early stages. Tesla's engineers quickly realized these limitations. If they wanted to build electric cars that could go longer, perform better, and stay affordable, then the motor technology had to evolve. And it was at this point, with this very challenge, that Tesla's real journey of innovation began. Later on, Tesla took another giant leap forward by introducing an entirely new type of motor in the Model 3. This new motor was smarter, more efficient, and consumed less energy than the older induction motor, yet it still delivered incredible power. While the original AC motor in the Roadster was groundbreaking, the Model 3's motor represented the next evolution. It proved that electric vehicles could be both high-performance and energy-conscious, truly the driving force of the future. Back when the Roadster launched, the idea of using an AC induction motor was incredibly forward-thinking. It broke away from everything traditional cars were built on. Yes, it had limitations, issues like excess heat generation and reduced efficiency at higher speeds, but those very drawbacks became fuel for innovation. They pushed Elon Musk and the Tesla engineering team to dig deeper, explore better materials, and build motors that were stronger, smarter, and more durable. Thanks to that early experience with the Roadster, the motors powering Tesla vehicles today are light years ahead. They offer more torque, better range, and unmatched reliability. And it all began with that humble yet powerful Roadster that silently shattered expectations, proving that electric cars could be fast, thrilling, and futuristic without noise or pollution. Now let's talk about what came next, the motor inside the Tesla Model 3. This was a quiet revolution, not in terms of sound, but in how Tesla approached motor design. When the Model 3 launched, many people thought of it as just a more affordable EV, a budget-friendly option. But under the hood, something had changed, something big. Tesla had introduced an entirely new type of motor, and it pushed their technology to a whole new level. There was no flashy reveal event, Elon Musk didn't make any grand announcement, but for those who drove it, the difference was crystal clear. The response time was sharper, the torque delivery was instant, and the overall driving experience felt smoother, almost effortless. So what exactly did Tesla do differently? They engineered an entirely new motor called a permanent magnet synchronous reluctance motor. Yes, the name sounds technical and complicated, but the concept is surprisingly straightforward. Tesla had studied the weaknesses of the older induction motor, especially how it demanded high current, ran hotter, and lost efficiency at high speeds. To solve those issues, Tesla introduced a more advanced design. The key innovation? Neodymium magnets, powerful rare earth magnets that generate strong magnetic fields. Tesla strategically embedded these magnets inside the motor's internal structure, placing them in specially designed channels. This layout ensured that the magnets stayed in place even when spinning at high speeds, maintaining their alignment and stability. The result? A motor that not only delivered more torque and faster acceleration, but also operated more efficiently, stayed cooler, and remained stable even under high-speed stress. It was a silent revolution, one that changed the game without the need for loud applause. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Tesla didn't just upgrade the hardware in this motor, they added intelligence. In other words, this motor doesn't just run on electricity, it runs on brains too. So how does that work? Tesla combined the powerful new motor with smart software and advanced algorithms. The result? A motor that knows exactly how to behave in different driving conditions. When you're cruising through city traffic at low speeds, the motor delivers high torque, giving the car that instant pull and sharp response you need for quick starts and stops. But when you hit the open highway, things change automatically. The motor switches to a different mode, one focused on efficiency rather than raw power. It reduces torque to save energy, helping your battery last longer without you even noticing. This entire adjustment process happens in real time, thanks to a network of sensors and advanced software that constantly monitors driving conditions. It dynamically adjusts the current flow and magnetic field inside the motor, making sure you get exactly the right performance at the right moment. In short, this motor isn't just a mechanical component, it's a smart device, a digital brain that works silently behind the scenes to make your drive faster, smoother, and more efficient. And the impact? Clear as day. The Model 3 delivers not just speed, but refined performance. The motor draws less current, which means your battery lasts longer, your cooling system works less, and your entire car runs more efficiently, all without compromising on power. But that's not all. Tesla's new motor also brings a physical advantage. It's lighter than older motors, which reduces the overall weight of the car. And when the car weighs less, it becomes more efficient. That means better performance, improved range, and less energy consumption. Plus, since this motor has fewer moving or wearing parts, it needs less maintenance, fewer breakdowns, fewer visits to the service center. Just smooth, reliable driving. Now, you might wonder, with so many breakthroughs, why didn't Tesla announce it with fanfare? No flashy event, no massive press release? That's because for Tesla, innovation isn't about hype, it's about solving real problems. They don't shout about every improvement, they quietly test, perfect, and then roll it out only when it's ready. This motor in the Model 3 reflects that philosophy. It's not just a technological upgrade, it's a shift in thinking, a perfect blend of classic engineering and modern intelligence. So the next time you see a Tesla Model 3 silently glide past, remember, under the hood isn't just a motor, it's a masterpiece of engineering. No noise, no drama, just quiet revolution. Now let's talk about something that doesn't get enough attention, the magnet that makes all of this possible, neodymium. This isn't your everyday metal. Neodymium is a rare earth element and it's incredibly powerful. So powerful, in fact, that even a small amount can create a magnetic field far stronger than traditional materials. That means motors can be made smaller, lighter, and much more powerful. Exactly what electric vehicles need. Thanks to neodymium, Tesla and other EV makers are able to build motors that respond instantly, accelerate silently, and maintain performance at high speeds without losing efficiency. When you feel that instant torque in a Tesla, or watch it speed up effortlessly, neodymium is playing a big role behind the scenes. But like all powerful tools, this one comes with a catch, and we'll get to that in just a moment. But as powerful as neodymium is, it comes with serious challenges, and some of them are downright alarming. First, there's the issue of scarcity. Neodymium is classified as a rare earth element for a reason. It's incredibly limited in supply. It's not something you can just dig up anywhere. Extracting it requires deep mining operations, the use of harsh and often toxic chemicals, and consumes massive amounts of water and land. In short, getting neodymium out of the ground is no small feat, and certainly not clean or easy. That brings us to the second danger, the environmental cost. Mining neodymium leaves behind a trail of destruction. The process produces a significant amount of toxic waste, which often leaks into nearby rivers, soil, and farmland. This pollution doesn't just harm nature, it impacts the health and safety of people living near these mining areas. For communities near extraction sites, the damage can be long-lasting and devastating. And then there's the third and possibly most serious risk, the geopolitical threat. Neodymium isn't evenly distributed around the globe. In fact, the vast majority of the world's supply comes from just a handful of countries. And sitting at the top of that list is China, which controls a major portion of the mining and global distribution of neodymium. Now imagine this scenario. If China decides to restrict exports, hike prices, or tighten control of the supply chain, it could send shockwaves through the entire electric vehicle industry. Companies like Tesla, which rely heavily on neodymium for their advanced motors, would be hit hard. Production could slow or even halt, prices would soar, deliveries could be delayed, and the global EV momentum might suddenly slam into a wall. It's a powerful reminder that even the most advanced technology depends on the delicate balance of natural resources and the politics behind them. That's why companies like Tesla are now seriously rethinking their dependence on neodymium. The goal? To reduce risk, cut environmental damage, and build something that can truly scale. And the answer might lie in a surprising place: a different kind of magnet. Tesla is now exploring alternatives like ceramic magnets, also known as ferrite magnets. These magnets are made primarily from iron oxide, which is basically rust, mixed with inexpensive materials like manganese or zinc. No rare earths, no toxic waste, and no risky international supply chains. They're not as powerful as neodymium, but they're durable, cheap, and widely available, and with clever engineering and intelligent motor control software, Tesla is proving that you don't always need the strongest material, just the smartest system. This is where Tesla is truly innovating, not just in how fast a car goes, but in how responsibly it's built, for the planet, for the future, and for everyone. Now, a fair question comes up. If ferrite magnets are so common and eco-friendly, why didn't Tesla, or any other automaker, use them from the beginning? The simple answer? Power. Ferrite magnets are significantly weaker than rare earth magnets like neodymium. In practical terms, this means that if you drop them straight into a motor without any special design or optimization, the result is a sluggish, underpowered machine. And that's something no one in the EV world was willing to compromise on, especially in a market where speed and instant torque are part of the promise. But times have changed. Tesla recognized that if it wants to build millions of electric vehicles per year, it can't remain dependent on rare, expensive, and environmentally harmful materials. Not only are rare earth magnets costly and polluting to extract, their supply chain is fragile and largely controlled by a handful of countries. So Tesla started thinking differently. Instead of relying solely on raw magnetic power, it shifted focus to smart design and intelligent software. The idea was this: even with a weaker magnet, you can still build a powerful motor if you design it cleverly enough. That's exactly what Tesla did. Today's motors are engineered with extreme precision. Every magnet, every coil, every piece of metal inside the motor is placed strategically for maximum efficiency. And layered on top of that is a smart control system, an advanced algorithm that regulates how current flows through the motor, constantly adapting and optimizing performance in real time. The result? Even with a weaker magnet, the motor performs like a beast because it's not just powered by magnetism anymore, it's powered by intelligence. And this effort isn't just for one car model or one factory. Tesla is laying the groundwork for something much bigger: its future autonomous fleet, a global network of self-driving electric vehicles that can operate 24/7 in every city and on every road. For a vision that large, sustainability, scalability, and smart engineering aren't optional. They're essential. Now, just imagine this. If every self-driving electric vehicle of the future relied on rare earth magnets, what would that mean? Skyrocketing costs, increasing environmental damage, and a massive geopolitical risk. That's why Tesla is working on building motors that are not only high-performing, but also resource-efficient, cost-effective, and environmentally responsible. And in that vision, the ferrite magnet fits perfectly. The beauty of ferrite magnets lies in their simplicity and accessibility. They're made from materials like iron oxide, rust, and can be sourced from virtually anywhere on Earth. Unlike neodymium, which is mostly concentrated in a few regions and controlled by a few countries, ferrite doesn't come with the baggage of monopoly or political leverage. No one nation can weaponize it, and extracting it doesn't leave behind toxic waste or scar the land the way rare earth mining does. Tesla's shift to ferrite isn't just about finding a cheaper alternative, it's about rethinking what progress really means. It's a move away from flashy specs and towards something deeper, the creation of electric cars that are not only fast and futuristic, but smart, affordable, and sustainable. Cars that anyone, anywhere in the world could one day own, built without triggering a resource war or damaging the planet we're trying to protect. Whenever we talk about big leaps in technology, we tend to imagine something radically new, some never-before-seen invention that changes everything overnight. But in reality, some of the most profound revolutions come not from new inventions, but from new perspectives on old ideas. And that's exactly what Tesla has done. Over a century ago, there was a visionary named Nikola Tesla, a scientist who dreamed of a world powered by invisible energy, a world where machines ran silently on electricity, without smoke, noise, or pollution. He introduced the concept of the AC motor, a breakthrough so ahead of its time, most people didn't know what to make of it, but Nikola Tesla believed in its potential to transform the future. Fast forward to today, and that dream is being brought to life, not in theory, but on highways and streets across the world by Elon Musk and his company, Tesla. But they didn't just dust off an old blueprint, they took the core idea, explored its weaknesses, and re-engineered it to meet the demands of the modern world, a world that needs more than speed. It needs sustainability, scalability, and intelligence. The motors Tesla uses today, which started from the classic AC motor design, have evolved into intelligent machines. These aren't just motors that spin a rotor anymore. Thanks to smart software, rare earth or ceramic magnets, and advanced algorithms, they now perform multiple roles at once. They help charge the battery, stabilize the car, and extend the driving range, all seamlessly, all silently. What makes this transformation even more remarkable is Tesla's mindset. The company never claimed to be inventing something entirely new from scratch. Instead, they've always said, we're taking what already exists and making it better. And that humble yet powerful philosophy is exactly what sets them apart in a world full of noise and hype. Today, when you see a Tesla on the road, you're not just looking at a car. You're looking at a living example of how old ideas, when refined with the right vision and direction, can become the very building blocks of the future. So what truly defines innovation? Is it the flashy breakthrough that grabs global headlines overnight? Or is it the quiet revolution, the one that steadily, intelligently changes the way we live? Tesla has shown us that real transformation doesn't always come with fireworks. Sometimes it's like the quiet hum of an electric motor, subtle, steady, and powerful enough to move the world forward. If you found this information valuable and want to keep exploring fascinating and easy-to-understand tech stories, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Your one click gives us the motivation to keep going and ensures you get the latest updates from our next video. Until then, see you next time.